is Karan Kundrra, and you're hearing me on Roll Time Productions.
Hello, hello, hello. Before we start, today we are in the company of the one, the only, who started his career, popular career from Arjun Punj all the way to Ranveer, has grown so much in stature, but one thing that remains constant with him, unfazed by the success and grounded, that I get a call from him and my heart just stopped. So, hi, Karan.
That was one crazy introduction. You know, the way you were talking, it felt like as a horror picture ka koi, wo chal raha tha. You reminded me of my 1920 memory.
I know, God, you have it's been a long time, and as I told you, we don't do much interviews now, but yes, I couldn't but help. I had to do it because there's so much love that is outpouring now for you. It's always been, but this is I think gone, I don't know, absolutely viral now. Yeah, in quotes, not the COVID, but so how
Very sweet of you.
thank you,
Very
and
sweet of you.
thank you for doing
It
this.
it has been crazy because I think it's because of Yeh Rishta and the couple of months, a few months that I spent on it. I have been given a lot of love. Usually it is very when you come in between a pair, it becomes a little tough for the audience to accept you. But with Yeh Rishta, I think they really liked my work, and I'm very glad that they've given me so much love. It's crazy. It's not just people who've been following my work, but also people who've been following Yeh Rishta. They've given me a lot of love. So I'm very, very, very grateful.
And Karan, actually, and as you said, coming to a show which has been running for so long and coming in and then being accepted is something. So that just shows how much you put into it. So I think you have done enough about Ranveer. You've done enough about so many things. And you know how our interviews are always crazy, and I have been following all your interviews as well, and I just love them, the way you come, and you're so articulate and you're so clear, and your thought and everything, clarity and all that. So I thought, let me ask you, and I just wanted to first of all, I know you from your KMH days, and then recently watched the interview between you and Kritika, and oh man, how heartwarming was that.
Really? That's over a year. You're talking about the live between me and Kritika.
I thought it was a recent one, no, where she's in Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a year already? My God! So this time has stopped then in between with the COVID. Yeah. So that was.
We're all facing that. We're all facing that. I think 2020, and 2021 are going to be a bit of a blur.
Yes.
When we
correct.
Later on, when we go back and think about what did I exactly do in 2020? Oh, yeah, of course, the pandemic. Nothing.
Yeah. So there's so many forwards on that, isn't it? So somebody asked later on, a few years later, your CV looks so good, but what happened in 2020? What were you doing? Said, I was only washing my hands.
Yeah, that's it. So all the babies who've been born in 2020 and 2021, they're just cleaning hands and sanitizing hands with everything. It's become a part of their basic ritual,
Correct. They are called coronials. Did you know that?
Oh, good God, please don't call them that.
That's what it's called. Millennials, when they were born in 2000, and those who were born in 2020, 21, have been called the coronials. So
that is just so rude. That is disgusting. I don't think I would want any of my family's kids to be called coronials.
Yeah, anyway. So, Karan, now I know everyone have asked you, what did you do in 2020? What did you do in 2021? Did you introspect? Did you retrospect? And all that we have heard. Yeah? So I just wanted to go back down.
Been there, done that.
Yes, and then everyone has heard. So I just wanted to ask you on two things. One, your fan base has been so loyal and has only been growing from strength to strength to strength to strength. and the way they defend you, that this morning I think where you are being mistaken for someone else, and how your fans are taking up the cudgels to, like, bash everyone up. So what do you feel when you see such things?
I just feel immensely blessed, Lata, because no, sorry, not Lata.
Yeah, fine,
I,
fine.
I just feel immensely blessed, because initially it was, we were kids, we just started working, and now we're much more, settled, more mature when it comes to our careers. Our lives are different. But the one thing that has been constant with me my entire career has been the loyal love uh, um, that I get with everybody who's following me. To a part where they feel that they are a part of my family, and I also, in the same way, uh, take my strength from them. An actor always has an up and a down, and usually the downs are more. When you look at a career span of 12 years, you will realize that yeah, you've done a lot of work, but uh, you know the downtime has been way more than the uptime. And the downtime is when these people who've not left your side, they've not left looking after you, they've not left watching over you, and they're like angels out there. So from and there are some of them who've been there from the first show of mine, which is 12 years ago. They've grown up, they now have their own families, but still, see, this is what I'm saying. It's like she's my auntie's kid, or he's my uncle's kid. He or she's grown up with me. They've also finished their studies. They've moved on in life. They have their jobs. So I know this part of their life, and they know my part of the life. So it is like an extended family. So it's fantastic. It gives me a lot of strength. In your downtime. So, people will come and they'll try to spoil your image. They will come and, put atrocious claims about you. And, you sometimes, you have to choose not to reply, or you have to choose, the other way around, where people may or may not believe you. And that's when, you realize the strength of your fans. And to any actor or actress who does not take his or her fans seriously, and I think it's a deadly mistake, because producers can come and go, directors can come and go. I am saying girlfriends will come and go. Your fans are going to stay there by your side.
Yes, that is so well said, Karan. And I think it also, yes, your fans have stayed by you because you also stayed by them. And I'm told, I mean, you respond to their messages, their tweets, their whatever they make, and then like it gets them on such a high, and then then you're all the more, then you are saying, no, this is the guy. So I remember this one girl, Natasha. You were just saying how they grow. Like, she is like a crazy fan of yours back in the day, and now she's working, and then she's sort of coming into, I think, creative design or something, and she is moved to Bombay as well from Indore and all that. And like,
are you talking about Natasha Ajwani, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, we know our fans. We know, because they're like an extended family. So yeah, of course I know about Natasha. Of course, man.
So you see, like, I mean, and just so sincerely, like, and she is like, every time, when we chat, and we suddenly, and you become the topic of conversation, and then, he's that, he's this, he's doing this, he's like, oh my god, and look at what he's done, and like, that's one. Then both of us, we go gaga gaga gaga. And then also, like, yeah, okay, so those were the young girls who grew up and grew along with you and all that. But there are many new ones who have joined now, especially, I think, not only for Yeh Rishta, I think all the other web series that you've been doing, and like, so like this girl, lady, I should say, from Singapore is now like smitten by you, Ishwari.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I've noticed the.
Yeah, then so she is.
Yeah.
And you know what, Karan? She can't understand Hindi. She doesn't speak Hindi. She's from Singapore. And so, but
Yes.
then I think all your facial expressions and things, so then you, and then I think you transcend the language, then it doesn't bother, it doesn't matter what you're talking. So
Yeah,
I
I
think, and
think I
that's the
think that
power you
happens.
have had over people. So what do you say to that?
I think what you just said is the reply to your answer. I think love transcends language, and I have no clue if she doesn't understand Hindi. I don't know how she got on to watching my shows and how she got on to becoming part of the family that follows me. But I realized this. So कितनी मोहब्बत है and दिल्ली तो है and I think ये कहाँ आ गए हम. All of these shows have been dubbed into various languages and have been aired in multiple countries at multiple times in different years. So if I'm in Egypt, I'll have Arab fans or fans from Egypt. And of course they don't understand my language. I don't understand their language, but it is the language of the love that they have for me and the gratitude and the gratefulness that I have for them in my eyes that speak. And I realized that I was in Egypt for 10, 12 days, 13 days, I don't remember. But every day I would meet people who've seen my work, who've loved me, who've been a part of my journey, and I did not know their language. But at the same time, we could communicate. We knew what we were saying, and it's about feeling. So I guess and it's not just that. I have people. Sometimes I take the the UAE route. If I have a connecting flight from Abu Dhabi, or if I have a connecting flight from Dubai, and I also meet people from Pakistan, and so that's what I'm saying. Love. And some of them have seen my Punjabi films because we have a Punjab in Pakistan as well.
Correct.
Some of them have seen our shows, and then suddenly it's just the language of love, and it's just the language of gratitude, and it's beautiful, yeah.
I know, and I think I've said this to you even way before, and I'll say it again. I think you guys have to be made the ambassadors from India to all the countries who have political problems, and then everything will
Oh my God! But then,
disappear.
yeah, but then what will the politicians do? How will they run their houses if there's no heat?
They can do still some small thing maybe, but there's so much goodwill that is there because of you guys. I mean, it's like incredible, as you said, like, people who can't stand each other between the border, and yet, all of that has, like, is insignificant and inconspicuous to the amount of things that you are doing. And then another thing which I found very endearing, Karan, is that, I heard recently your latest interview with Raj, and where I think you were the only one who came out so openly, said TV is TV, films are films, and I just loved that. So I mean, so that is what is, I think, endearing. You say what you have to, and in a not, I'm not meaning in a demeaning way or anything, that the two platforms for an actor should be the same, isn't it? So, but
Yeah, true.
and so what about the reach now? Of course, TV, I think, is global, and all these platforms that you have now. So, what
Yeah.
is your take on, like, what is the future?
Oh, the future. I think we've already arrived in the future where where television has its own space,
Yeah,
own place.
yeah,
A lot of people who wanted to be part of very different kind of content or very different kind of programming had moved on to and wanted to move on to films, but were not able to affix themselves properly. uh, they have a new place called the OTT.
right.
The when you talk about television, there's a lot of creative disability when it comes to experimenting with a lot of things. You can't do a lot of things, and hats off to the creatives and the writers and the thinkers of television, because I am not kidding. The amount of restrictions that you have when you have to write for television, or when you have to think for television, when you have to create content for television, there are thousands of restrictions, and oh no, you can't show this. Oh no, you can't say this. Oh no, you can't do this. Oh no, the channel cannot want, they cannot have this. So, in
Right.
the middle of all those restrictions and everything you do, no, the SOP will not allow this. No, the SNP will not allow this. The legal team is going to have a problem with this. Please delete this. No, you can't do this. I don't think you can go so progressive also. It is too much. Oh, no, you can't wear this. Oh, my God. And apart from, even with all these restrictions, how these creatives, how these writers, how the concept creators are working on television. I salute them, and still creating a buzz. Now, when you want to do something different, there is a restriction on television. So then, what happened was you wanted to be into films because films has a fairly larger spectrum, a larger canvas for you to showcase your talents or you showcase your thought, to be precise. Now, OTT has come out, and there are people who have found refuge in that. OTT has given chances to so many actors, because there were a few shows that were coming on television, and then there were a few films that would eventually release in India. So there was a huge gap of actors, creators, editors, directors, who wanted to work, but they were not getting a lot of work. But suddenly, with the coming of OTT, the number of production houses has increased. More actors are getting more work. It is just beautiful. The studios are full. The dubbing labs are full. The editing labs are full. So, I mean, what better, for what could be better for the industry when everybody gets a job and gets a chance to put food on their table?
Absolutely. I think you have said it so well, and that is what it is. It is like generating that kind of, economy. And so has this now
Yes.
had an impact on these leading TV channels at one time? It was like, as you said, you were so restricted by them, but has all of this now changed their perception?
No, I don't think so. See, so when we talk about television shows that were being made 10 years ago, or that they're being made now, it's not that the creators or the storytellers uh, did not know how to sort of portray something. They knew, but they have restrictions.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, because they cannot.
Yeah.
So, but that also proves that the television watching audience is not going to go on OTT and watch something. They hardly know what's happening on OTT.
Right.
And films are films.
Yes.
And the people who were not watching television because of because it goes over their head. They're like, why is this person doing? Why are they talking about one thing for a week? Why, so they have OTT now. So I think so now people who are comparing television, OTT, and films, I think it's not supposed to be done. There are three different products for three different audiences.
All right. And there's no dearth for everyone, is it? Enough people on every,
Of course. So if I am somebody who watches, Money Heist or Peaky Blinders, or Loki, I am not going to watch television shows, especially the Indian television shows.
Right.
So if you are comparing, so if you say, okay, Karan, what can we do on television that we can attract you? I'm gonna say no, because I will obviously watch my OTT platforms, or I'll watch my films. At the same time, if I go to a television watcher, for example, somebody who watches Yeh Rishta Kya Kehlata Hai, those people are not interested in watching Loki. They don't even know what Marvel is or DC is. Probably they do, but they don't, because they don't want to consume that kind of content.
Right.
So in fact, now it is up to you. See, everybody has different choices. Somebody likes red cars, somebody likes white cars, somebody doesn't even like cars.
Right.
So television is a different product for a different audience, for a different purpose. OTT is exactly what OTT is, and films are exactly what films are.
Yeah, so I think that's what I think the analogy that you have given is very nice. And so, yeah, so everyone flourishing, then, so is there suddenly now lack of, like, cameramen, crew with so many things, or do you have enough people?
No, I think, see, it's not about enough people everywhere. And it's not just about our industry. It's about good people who are good at their jobs. So yes, with the when a lot of demand comes in, the best people are always taken first,
Right.
and then the other people who are struggling to make a mark, are gonna come in and they become the best. So I think it's always a good thing. There's never going to be a lack of people, because there's always going to be people.
I mean, shortage of trained people. Let me rephrase it.
No, so see, how do you get trained? You can't see if you want to be a good cameraman. I can never give you a book and say, okay, read this book and you'll be a good cameraman.
Right.
Hell no. You have to have a camera. You have to go running around taking shots to become a good cameraman. How do you become a good cameraman? With more and more experience and practice. If the best ones are taken, that means that you will be given more chances to be on screen. You will make mistakes, you will learn from them, and what will happen? You will become a good cameraman. Right. Same goes for actors, same goes for writers, same goes for dialogue writers. Everybody who's had tough, who are having tough times, getting a good project, they will now get projects, and they will only become better.
Right. Yeah, I think that's good. So, Karan, on okay, your busy day, you have things are not under your control. You're acting, you have to work and all that. On a non-busy day, what does Karan Kundrra do?
I think I sit back and I chillax. I like making my tea in the morning. I like sitting and calling my family and FaceTiming them and video calling everybody.
Right.
I like to sit with my cup of tea for like almost half an hour, 45 minutes. Then I think the rest of the day is pretty much the same. I've been working continuously for 4 months with Yeh Rishta, and I've just gotten off. And so I think I'm just doing stuff that I like. I like trekking. I went on a trek. I like riding. I went on a bike ride. Working, getting back to shape. Basically traveling. There was a time when I used to have so much time that I used to read books,
Right,
which has not happened for a while. But yeah, I don't think that is gonna happen, because YouTube has become my new savior when it comes to giving content and giving knowledge also. Everything you want to know about is also there on YouTube. Somebody has probably made a video on it. So yeah, it works.
So, I mean, how passionate are you about cooking and things like that?
Oh, good God, I'm not.
Not? Then, so how did you manage during this period where most of them didn't have any outside help and...
Yeah, but did I have a choice? No. I would get my friends on FaceTime and ask them to show me how to cook. I think, I think cooking is very therapeutic. Right. Very, very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Right? It's. I think if somebody has a very stressful life, and if he or she takes out about an hour a day to cook and listen to music, and I think it's very therapeutic, because you're also creating something, right? It's creative.
Correct.
It is creative to cook.
Yeah.
So I think it is very therapeutic. But if you ask me to do it, I would rather choose trekking over cooking. I would. I would probably do other things.
And do jadi booty pluck on the way and eat.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so you're more an outdoor kind of. You enjoy that, the nature and all.
No, I obviously I love nature, but it's also I also have my phases. Like sometimes I have phases where I don't want to step in, and then there are phases when I don't want to step out. So
right.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So now,
I don't think I can define myself.
right. And so now I think that's what I think this has this whole period of the 2020 to 2021 still ongoing in a way, though people have now like sort of become more acceptance has set in, has made all of us think of life in a very philosophical way, isn't it? And everyone, I think now, by and large, seem to be happy in their own company.
True.
So, do you see yourself going back to those crazy days and socializing and meeting, and your industry and your thing is even more, right? You have to keep doing it to, make yourself visible and up and things like that. So, what is your view on that?
Yeah, no, just you're right. You have to be visible because, if you're not being seen, you're being forgotten. Understand that. And, of course, I think having fun is a good thing, but socializing for the purpose of, networking is something that has become very different from before the lockdown, before the pandemic and now.
Right.
So a lot of stuff is happening on Google Meet or these e-meets or Zoom calls. A lot of meetings are happening like that, and it's become an okay thing, where you can where you're initially should be like, oh, let's meet in a cafe, and then now it's like, should we just do a Zoom call? It's convenient. You don't have to get ready. You don't have to get out.
Correct.
So if it's not essential to actually meet people, prefer doing it online. But as I said, something like this had happened 100 years ago as well.
Yes.
1918, and everybody forgot about it in a few years of time. I think things are going to go back to normal. Kids would want to go out. I think, you got to do what you got to do. And, if you're vaccinated and if there's enough, herd immunity for everybody to be safely going out, I think everything will go back to normal. But yes, I think a lot of people who have been in their ages where they're sitting and contemplating and they're sitting and sort of trying to understand what their life is, who reached that stage. I think, if they were in that particular stage in their lives, I think they've grown a lot. I personally know a lot of people who probably changed. I have changed as a human being in the past 2 years.
Yeah, I think this has had an impact. Global, isn't it? It's a global phenomena. And as you rightly said, all of us found time for family, transcending the time zones. We used to sat, and I don't think we ever did it. Every time an excuse, sorry, busy, can't. And this year has rejuvenated and refreshed all the family, extended cousins and long gone forgotten friends and so on. So I'm sure it must have.
True. It's not just about family and friends. You have forgotten yourself.
Correct.
So you have forgotten yourself, and you need to spend some time with yourself to figure out who you are. Because on a social setup, you're always pretending.
Right.
You're always there's always an obligation of being nice, seeming to be a good person, or seeming to be a polite person, or seeming to be somebody who's likable, amicable. So there are so many traits that we pick up over our lives that we don't realize that we are forever pretending.
Right.
Like, for example, when we meet somebody for the first time, it's usually hey, hello, hi, and how you portray. It's only after meeting them for 7-8 times that you actually be yourself. So you're basically so you got to figure things out for yourself.
Right. Yeah, peel off the layers, isn't it? Peel off the layers one by one.
Yeah, because you're living something for a long time and you've forgotten what the original you was. So I would suggest that spending time with yourself is immensely important.
You know what, Karan? Swami Karanananda is going to be your new name.
Oh, absolutely. Why don't you make a website for me and then?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Why
I can do
not?
these discourses. I am actually a big fan of Sadhguru, and I watch all of his YouTube videos. And I think he makes sense. I think he's pretty cool.
Yes, he is.
And
And he explains it
yeah.
to the common and with all the big messages. So that is the beauty,
Yes.
isn't it? Nowadays, you
But
can.
then see, that's what I'm saying, no? Because I think a lot of what I am talking about is because of all of these people that I follow, and you never realize what you pick up from their philosophy and make it into your own philosophy, and you pick up good things about everybody.
Correct.
And somehow form your own ideology, and I think that's what's probably happened with me as well. Yeah.
Okay, so then you won't have problem. Karanananda, I think, is not yet made, and then no one will mistake you for someone else in the first place.
Oh, good God, yeah.
Okay, so
that quickly became from funny to a nightmare. I am not. It was very funny initially,
Yeah.
but
I know.
after the day or two, it wasn't funny anymore. I was like, okay, this needs to stop.
Anyway, so everything shall pass, and so shall this. And
Oh,
we
yeah,
all
absolutely.
the ones
What is
who
life?
matter.
What is life? What is life without
Correct.
a bit of this nonsense?
Yeah, no, and like and the ones who matter to you know who you are. So baki, let them go tel lene, I think.
Yeah, true.
So yes, Karan, I'm so happy that we did this today, and after such a long time, I've been taken one sort of a little nervous initially, but then I think I managed to fall into place.
No. Please don't be ever nervous with me. We've done this so many times.
Exactly, and then I think your ones have always been. We always talked about we never did the typical okay, what is this row, what has that, and you gave such good insights about the industry, what goes on behind, and what we see on the front is so different, and all of that. I think it was always been very interesting to talk to you. So before we go, what do you want to tell all your well-wishers?
I think I've already covered that bit.
So one say one line message.
I think my message has always been the same, and I'll just say I'm very grateful. I am immensely blessed, and thank you for standing by me and making every project that I go on to into a huge success. And thank you. We realize your strength, and it's not just me, but the people who employ me also realize your strength. So. What I am today is because of you. Thank you.
Oh, lovely, Karan. Pleasure talking to you, and thank you for doing this. So I'll catch you again another time.
Absolutely. I am going to run now because I have 3500 things to do.
Right.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. See you soon. Bye.